Thanks for listening to this walkthrough of the True Impact Grant Reporting Platform. It will take less than 10 minutes, so sit back, minimize your email, and know that it will be over soon. The first step of the reporting process is onboarding, where you'll receive an email notification to set up a new account in the True Impact platform. In addition to briefly outlining the program services, beneficiaries, and costs, there's an embedded logic model designed to help you get from program reach to interim and end outcomes. Once you complete the initial draft report, you'll click the green button at the bottom and we'll provide feedback in the platform. You can make changes based on our suggestions and click the green publish button at the end of the report, which submits your final report to the funder. If you're at the beginning of your grant term, this is a forecast of anticipated impacts. You will return to the same report at the end of the funded period and update with actuals. So the first onboarding step is in the form of an email invitation, which will look much like this one. It will include a link to the platform as well as the specific email address you need to use to log in. Once you get that email, click on the link and create a new grantee account. The first onboarding form will ask you some basic information about your organization. Step 2 will confirm the investment. You don't have any current reports in the system yet, so click the green Create New Report button to begin the reporting process. Add a program name and brief description and click Allocate to Selected Reports. Now, classify the nature of the investment in the context of your overall program budget. Please read these definitions carefully to select the correct level of funding compared to your overall budget for the program. Once you click Apply Investment, you'll be brought to the to-do list. Click the green Update button to begin populating your report. The first section is Overview, where you report the program name, start and end date of the funded term, usually a year, and add a brief description of the program. In the rest of the sections, all your data will be for the funded term. As mentioned before, if you just received funding, this is a forecast for your program impacts. If you received this funding a year ago and are at the end of the grant reporting term, please report actuals. So describe the intervention, looking at the funded program's core services or activities. I'm using a grant-funded robotics competition as an example grant, so the activities include the number of mentors engaged who support robotics teams, the number of competitions that are a part of the funded program, and the awards that are given at the competition. The next step is to identify beneficiaries, who participate in your program, and where you do your work. This is a part of the core logic model indicator. So select the model that's most relevant to your program, in my case, STEM services to students. The model structures your program outcomes into capacity developed, reached, prepared, mobilized, and social impact. First, decide which indicators are relevant to your program by clicking yes or no in the middle column, and then defining your success criteria for the relevant indicators in the right column. Your custom criteria for success help provide landmarks to track the progress of participants towards your program goal. In the case of my example, the goal of getting more young people in STEM fields. So for example, for REACH, my custom success criteria for the robotics education program is the number of students that participate in regional competitions. I complete these thresholds for each indicator, and the end social impact indicator is gain STEM job. For my program, I define end success as the number of alumni with at least one science or technology-related work experience. If I have one recommendation for successfully completing the logic model, it's to keep the success criteria short. The best format is the number of participants who reach a specific criteria of success at this level of the program. Once you define indicators, click Continue and report on how many people you forecast will achieve each stage. This is where you put the numbers in and your evidence for that forecast. Define the specificity of your evidence using the tracking, estimation, speculation dropdown. By specificity, I mean, are you tracking this number using the number of students that sign up? Are you estimating it based on previous programs or research? Or are you speculating based on your experience in the field or best guess? For this program, I used a previous evaluation of this particular robotics competition. I estimated participation based on last year's student population, and then used the previous research to estimate this year's impact. So 75,000 students are reached, and I estimate that 88% learn to gather and analyze information based on existing research that I have. And I use that 88% to estimate that 66,000 students gain skills. So if you have completed your reporting period, you would just be using your actual numbers here. And if you are using existing research, survey tools, or other documentation to track your reported or forecasted metrics, please upload those documents in step 4, update results. The last two sections are the narrative section, lessons learned and success stories. If you're just beginning your grant term, just skip this and you'll complete it at your final report. The program cost section is a high-level budget for your program. This budget is for your overall program budget, not just the grant funding. If the funding is for operational expenses, please include your operational budget and then click the green Submit for Review button. Once you've clicked Submit for Review, you've completed your draft report. You'll get a pop-up notification, and you'll note in the background there that the status has changed from not yet submitted to awaiting feedback. So once your report has received feedback, you'll get an email notification. You can return to the system and see comments within the report. If there are specific comments, you'll see them in an orange box above the relevant section. Once you make changes in your report, please click Marked Resolved. And once you resolve all of the comments, you can go to the bottom of the profile and click Publish. So now your report is available for your relationship manager and funder, so you can literally be on the same page to review your program and impacts. You can click on the Print button in Investments to download a PDF of your report. And if you have any technical issues or questions, don't hesitate to use the charcoal gray Help button at the bottom of the page. And good luck!